Yo, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends, enemies, and comrades, I hope you're doing well wherever you are. This is Kenya Revolutionary. I'll be here, I don't know how long, but I will be here regardless, ranting and raving about the going ons and going ins and going outs of Kenyan politics, or should I say politics. So, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends, enemies, and comrades, karibu sana, wherever you are, whether you're watching this from Europe, or you're watching this from South America, North America, Antarctica, New Zealand, Australia, name it, Asia, whatever you are. Karibu sana, tafadhali. Have a seat. Take a seat. This is Kenya Revolutionary. We're about to tackle some things that's going on. It's been a long weekend. I wasn't here on Saturday and Sunday. And a lot happened within this weekend. I mean, so much happened globally, of course, and also in Kenyan politics. As you can see, the topic of the day is this Satanic Benny Hinn Crusade, okay? And also, we are going to talk about Otiende Amollo lying on national TV, trying to lie to the people, okay? We shall address that. But please, if you don't know what the deal is, if you've been here before and you've watched this, whatever, you know the drill. The first order of the day is to like the video. Like the video. That's the first order of the day. Like the video. And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe immediately so you can get me when I come in. Turn on your notification on your phone. So every time I come in, you can always be notified in your cell phone or your computer or your gadgets, whatever device you're using. Please put the notification button on, because we are on for a long ride. Well, maybe it might be short. I might not stay here for a long time, but let's see what goes on, okay? So, karibu sana. Let's get started. What happened this weekend before I get started? Coffee break, okay? Then we shall get started. All right. So, before I even go on, there's a news to the reggae world. Of course, we lost an important musician, Peter Morgan. He's part of the Morgan Heritage Band, and known band. If you are a reggae fan, you know them. They have classics like you don't have to be a dread to be a Rasta. Okay, this is not I forgot the lyrics, but you know the song. Okay, but my personal favorite was My Makeda by Peter Morgan, okay? So rest in peace, Peter Morgan. I saw him live a few years ago, back in 2007 in Chicago, in Union Park in Chicago. It was a wonderful experience. They're a really good band, okay? It's so funny that almost most musicians that I saw on that day, Barney Whaler too, passed away last year. So it's very sad that we are losing these reggae great musicians, okay? There's so much noise somewhere. Sorry, guys, if you can hear some noise in the background. I'm about to make some adjustments here. So give me a second, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends, and comrades. Let me make some couple of adjustments. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends, and comrades. Again, Karibu Sana, we're on. We are still on. We are not going anywhere. We are on. Like the video, share, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, comment if you need to comment. Let me write it down in the chat. And if you want to get in, just let me know. I'll give you the link and you can get in, okay? Like the video, share, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And subscribe, okay? Don't be shy. Here we are very friendly. Maybe we are friendly. Sometimes we're friendly, not all the time. But anyway, let's tackle the first topic here, Satanic Benny Hinn Crusade. Now, I'm going to play this one more time for the sake of those people who don't know. There's a lot of people who showed up, a lot of gullible people who showed up, and they were having hopes that there was going to be a miracle in their lives, including Charlene Ruto, the daughter of the first president. Mr. President, this was an embarrassment. President Ruto, if you're listening, please show this video to him, and I will tag him on X. This was an utter disgraceful display by your whole family, showing up at that crusade in the matter which you did. Charlene's Ruto problem of not having a husband is a personal problem. That is not something that she should go up there at the crusade for the whole world to know, especially being the number coming from the first family. That's an embarrassment. Ruto, I will play this 8-minute video that exposes Benny Hinn for the benefit of those who don't know. Because, you know, when I come here and to tell you Benny Hinn is a charlatan, a faker, a con man who was conning the gullible, thinking that they're going to receive some kind of miracle from his crusade while he's just there to collect money from them. He probably, like you had Miss Ruto, the first lady of Kenya, explain, Benny Hinn's expenses were all covered. He probably flew in a private jet. The man never goes in a commercial jet. Private jet from wherever the fuck he came from onto Kenya, picked up in a limousine up to Nyayo Stadium, and stayed in the most lavish hotel you can ever find in Nairobi or Kenya for those 3 days, eating the best meals the world can offer. Then he goes to stage in his choreographed healing. Then he leaves. And the poor people who have traveled from all corners of Kenya go there hoping to be healed, only to be turned down. I will play this. I have to. I'm sorry. I have to do this because people have to learn. People have to learn. People have to learn. And I want you to take a few minutes. It will be only 8 minutes long. I will play the whole thing because today this is a again. We have to watch these things. I'll play it. This was an expose by his own nephew or something like that. This is something that needs to be done. We can't let somebody like this play around with people's lives. So I'll play this video for education purposes. Let's watch this together. Benny Hinn exposed. Okay. Let's go. Sorry about that.
Release that anointing.
The greatest threats to Christians, conservative Christians, it's not the liberals. The greatest threat is from within. It's those who appear like they are sheep, but they're wolves.
He takes advantage of people.
Place a price on the gospel.
The problem is it's just like a Ponzi scheme. The only guy getting rich is the guy at the top.
I'm done with it.
Tonight is your night for a miracle. I remember a man in Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario, that turned into a snake before my eyes, and a man was raised from the dead on the platform. That's a fact, people. We have it on video.
The greatest threats to Christians, conservative Christians, it's not the liberals. Here, like they are sheep, but they're wolves.
I'm getting really attacked here. Well, I'm trying to expose this charlatan Benny Hinn. Like the video, please. Like the video. Let me and share. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Let me play you this again, because we have to expose these fakers that are taking advantage of the gullible, the poor people who may not know better. We have to expose this. We have to. We cannot let this go. We have to expose these fake
Christians. It's not the liberals. The greatest threat is from within. It's those who appear like they are sheep, but they're wolves.
He takes advantage of people who are vulnerable.
I think it's offense to the Holy Spirit. Place a price on the gospel.
The problem is it's just like a Ponzi scheme. The only guy getting rich is the guy at the top.
I'm done with it.
I remember a man in Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario, that turned into a snake before my eyes, and a man was raised from the dead on the platform. That's a fact, people. We have it on video.
The greatest threats to Christians, conservative Christians, it's not the liberals. The greatest threat is from within. It's those who appear like they are sheep, but they're wolves.
His name is Otiende Hinn, which may sound familiar because for years his uncle Benny Hinn has been one of the most successful Christian televangelists and faith healers in the world.
It has gone from white suits and big hair and all of that to V-necks and skinny jeans.
Now, Otiende Hinn is at the center of a theological debate, challenging those wolves masquerading as sheep, as he puts it, and starting with his uncle Benny.
I'm going to kind of bare my soul here with you. Honest confession. I would know that there were certain things that were completely deceptive.
The Vancouver-born preacher has written a book about the billion-dollar business that's enriched Benny Hinn and others like him. It's the first time a Hinn ministry insider has so publicly spoken out.
You know what the track record shows? That men like my uncle, they are devouring people.
Otiende Hinn blames that on what's known as the prosperity gospel. The theology, it's estimated, has earned as much $100 million a year.
Yeah, so the way that the prosperity gospel works is that if you believe in Jesus and you follow Jesus, that he is going to make you happy, healthy, and wealthy. The problem is it's just like a Ponzi scheme. The only guy getting rich is the guy at the top.
But after 4 decades of preaching prosperity, a few months ago, incredibly, this.
And I will tell you now something that is going to shock you. I think it's an offense to the Lord. It's an offense to say, give $1,000. I think it's offense to the Holy Spirit to place a price on the gospel. I'm done with it.
Now, Benny Hinn's statement about not asking for pay to pray is under intense scrutiny by fellow evangelical Christians, many of them very critical.
All those years, the hundreds of millions you got, you owe the body of Christ a refund. You owe them to give them all their money back.
Whatever with now, it seems nothing much has changed. He insists he continues to raise money only by promising what the Bible does, that those who give to God's work will be rewarded. But Hinn says the millions who still support his uncle financially deserve to know what's happened behind the scenes so they can judge the prosperity gospel debate for themselves.
When Jesus comes into your life, God becomes your father.
It might seem a great Canadian success story. The kid raised in Toronto, who's become one of the most recognizable figures of his time. With the so-called miracles and displays of divine power that go with it. Hinn saw it all on stage, right next to his uncle.
You've seen some of those on TV. You know, he goes, fire on you, and people just go spinning and flying through the air. And the job was simple. Look good in a suit and don't drop them. So we had to look good in a suit and not drop them. So I was a catcher as well.
Tonight, you've wondered, is this man for real?
And Hinn says he got an inside view of ministry business. He admits taking a share of the nightly crusade collection, which could total hundreds of thousands of dollars in cash.
And I remember it weighing on my conscience. And I'm not saying that I'm no less a sinner than anyone else. Believe me, I'm not at all.
If you could have a miracle, what would you want it to be?
That I can walk.
Just walk. Is that what you want, Grace? Just to walk?
Just to walk.
Born with curvature of the joints, Grace Brulot of Fernie, BC was just 8 years old when we met her at a crusade in Calgary, hoping to be healed by the man known as Pastor Benny.
It was something that I focused on for like 18 years of my life. And
focused on it in what way?
Just the healing, and you kind of think, oh, it's going to happen today. It'll happen this time. And then it's going to be, your life's going to change.
In Calgary, Grace's mother, Janice, carried her to the stage. But before long, they were stopped by the screeners who keep the truly sick and disabled away from Benny Hinn.
Emotionally was a little damaging for me. So to go back and even just think about it is difficult for me. When you want something so bad, when you want to be made well because you don't want to be in pain anymore, you kind of ignore all of the signs that maybe this isn't right, and that becomes what you fixate on.
We caught up with them that day as they fled the arena. Hope of a miracle, even a prayer from Pastor Benny. Gone.
So when he promises, and that's what he does do, he promises that today's the day for your healing, for your miracle, and it doesn't happen, you blame yourself.
Yes.
First and foremost.
Yes. And I think he takes advantage of who are vulnerable.
Pastor, she had epilepsy. Ghosts in Jesus' name.
For Hinn, it's the price.
I saw the testimony of healing. I saw stories about healing, but I never saw healing. I never saw uncle for that to go and land someone, say, in Jesus' name, rise and walk. And they would walk right away, just like you see in the Bible.
After the break, the first time we investigated Benny Hinn and went undercover to do it.
Bob McEwen, we met at
Crusade in Buffalo.
So you guys are agents of the devil, sent to thwart and bring down and tear down our anointed ministry. You're evil, we're good.
And welcome back to
Ladies
this
and gentlemen,
US Open office plan.
Miller just lobbed a message way over Jones's head using some.
Otiende Hinn is now a pastor himself with a congregation in Arizona, and he's become a vocal critic of how his uncle Benny Hinn built his career and fortune on the prosperity gospel.
Yeah, the responsibility, if I'm speaking just frankly, is to look really good, look really blessed, sell the narrative, make all the money, and say, look at my life. If you give to this, if you follow it, if you obey it, and if you do what I say, God will do it for you too.
If God is speaking to you to sow $1,000 seeds tonight,
For years, Benny Hinn has preached about what he calls biblically based giving, the belief that exchanging money for miracles is written in the Bible.
I'm asking for those amounts because I want to see your faith released tonight. When you sow larger amounts, you release faith. And when faith is released, God Almighty will release the harvest. That's just the way it works, people.
But how does that square with his apparent renunciation of the prosperity gospel a few months ago? Like this.
I think it's an offense to the Lord. It's an offense to say, give $1,000. I think it's offense to the Holy Spirit to place a price on the gospel. I'm done with it.
Hinn argues he's only asked for specific amounts of money, like $1,000, because it's just the Bible. Written a book about all this: God, greed, and the prosperity gospel.
It doesn't square with the Bible at all. It's a complete scam. It's utter deception. There's no place for it in the church. No pastor should ever do that. There is no model for, hey, give all your money to my thing. That's a scam, complete scam.
Famously, you have in your book drawn the parallel between the royal family and the mafia,
yeah,
and the Hinns as you live them.
Yeah.
How would you explain that?
I would explain it like this. We had the wealth and the lavish platform of the royal family, the aura, if you will, and then the enforced loyalty of the mafia. You don't turn your back, you're out.
A decade earlier, however, during our first Fifth Estate investigation, Otiende Hinn was a member of Pastor Benny's executive protection team, one of his bodyguards.
So that's me, right there.
Oh, right, there you are.
You got my spiky hair and all that.
That's him guarding the elevator.
Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, I am really getting attacked because they don't want me to expose this. That's why you see all this stops and whatever. But we are going to expose it. We are not going to stop. This is Kenyan revolutionary. We rebel against this corrupt Babylonian charlatans. We are going to rebel and expose these fakers like Benny Hinn coming and taking advantage of Kenyans, okay? And they're in cahoots with William Samoei Ruto doing this to the Kenyan population, okay? So we have to expose these people. He shouldn't be allowed. He should be banned from Kenya permanently, not to step foot in Africa for that matter, not even Kenya. I'll continue with my mission here. I'm not done exposing this charlatan who came to Nyayo Stadium, lying to us, lying to Kenyans. Let me finish that, whatever. That's piece that I was playing.
What's said after?
Yeah.
Something like,
sent to thwart and bring down and tear down our anointed ministry. You're evil, we're good.
but if what is being shown and proven is that Hinn is saying to us is not always the truth.
Yeah.
Doesn't that sort of have a responsive chord with him?
Not if you keep the house, the cars, and the power, and the money, and the system going. If you keep the system going at all.
This Hinn refuses to concede anything again and to give us an interview. In a letter, his lawyer refutes Costi Hinn's claims as deceptive, inaccurate, and wildly embellished, an embarrassing attempt to exploit his family's name. It goes on to list how Benny Hinn saves his ministry money, giving up private jets and $10,000 a night luxury hotels to better spread the gospel around the world. Now in her 20s, Grace Brulot never got her miracle from Benny Hinn, but she didn't give up. Her condition is in a terminal stage, but she's done what Hinn couldn't. She taught herself to walk, albeit in a swimming pool.
My caregiver kind of let me go and let me just kind of walk around on the floor of the pool. And that was my first steps taken at 19 or 20. And it kind of hit me that way, that I didn't have to be physically healed in order to get that experience. And when you think of life that way, it becomes so much more rich.
It sounds as if you had the chance to talk to Benny Hinn, he could learn something.
You might.
But in the end, it seems not much has changed for Benny Hinn. He still promises miracle healings, especially for those who give money. It's how God wants it, he says. Critics like his nephew Costi remain unconvinced.
Many times, false teachers are going to come out and they're going to go, oh, I'm sorry. And what are they going to do? They're going to go right back to what they used to do. That is one of the best lessons that I could give to people, is say, watch what they go back to. Watch what they give up and watch what they go back to.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends and comrades, that was a short 14-minute expose of Benny Hinn's shenanigans. You can go find it on YouTube. It's called The Insider Tales from Inside Benny Hinn Ministry, the Fifth Estate. Okay? Just type that and you can find it on YouTube and watch it on your time, your own time. I told you. Several things that really disturbed me about this whole Benny Hinn thing when he came to Nyayo Stadium. By the way, like this video as you watch it, like it, and if you have to subscribe immediately. Don't waste any time. Subscribe. Now, here's what disturbed me. You saw pastor, what's that pastor that was wearing, Ezekiel was in the crowd, came in and to be part of the drama, the shenanigans at Nyayo Stadium. Esther freaking Pasaris showed up too. That's clout chaser who thinks she's all that. She was actually posting it in our freaking Twitter. I'll show you. This is how ridiculous this thing is. She was wearing white and she was standing there dancing as if she's the holier than thou. This was a shit show, a proper choreographed shit show, okay? That was meant to fool the gullible. And people show up to these things. This is why we cannot be free as a country. We can't discern what's true and what's fake. Okay? And we really need the real ministers, the real pastors with the real anointing to speak up against this kind of pakanapanya games that we have with these politicians and fake pastors like Benny Hinn. Okay? Now, to top it off, Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua, Dorcas Gachagua, whatever her name is, and Miss Rachel Ruto, and Charlene Ruto attended this Nyayo Stadium Benny Hinn shenanigan, okay? And at some point, they were on their knees in front of Benny Hinn, okay, being prayed for. And Charlene Ruto also was there asking Benny Hinn to pray for him to get a freaking boyfriend or a husband, a caring husband. Okay. If I was the member of the first family, things like this seems to be personal, okay? Wanting to find somebody as your lifetime partner is a personal problem. This should be done behind closed doors, even if you want to find some deliverance or whatever the case is. But obviously, the aim of all this was to show the country that this is a man of God. This president is a man of God. He went there meeting another man of God from Canada or Kenya, whatever the fuck Benny Hinn is from, okay? They're meant to show the country that, and he was wearing white. Benny Hinn was wearing white. Okay, Ruto was wearing white. Charlene Ruto was wearing white. Okay, the whole Hollywood shit. Okay, showing up, trying to show the country, oh, I'm a faithful Christian. Look at me, I'm a faithful Christian. Ruto, William Samoei Ruto, we will never believe that you're a strong Christian. Fools will believe you. Stupid people, imbeciles shall believe that you're a Christian, a true Christian. But you shall not fool the real revolutionary. The real revolutionary. We shall not fool us, Ruto. We know you're a fake. You fake fuck. There's nothing Christian about you, Ruto. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it, Ruto. Rachel Ruto, stop it. You're not convincing anyone that you're a strong Christian. If you're a strong Christian, then stand up against IMF. Stand up against corruption. Stand up against those thieves that are killing people. Stand up against Uhuru Kenyatta. Bring back all the money that has been stolen from Kenyans. Stand up, Ruto. Stand up if you're real, if you claim that you're a real Christian. Stand up against the people who are in your cabinet who are stealing millions every day. Stand up against people who are withdrawing money from the treasury to use it for their own use. Stand up, Ruto, if you're a true Christian. Stand up against the IMF. Stand up against the World Bank. Stand up against the oppressing of the poor people who are living in squalid living conditions. Stand up against the affordable housing bill that is not going to help Kenyans. Stand up against your finance bill, which is taxing more people, putting more burden on people. Stand up against the World Bank, who are messing up with the interest rates so that the dollar goes more powerful and the Kenyan shillings is depreciated by design. Stand up to the satanic Western powers who are ruling Kenya. Stand up, Ruto, if you're a real Christian. Stop faking, you fake fuck. You think you're lying to us. But anyway, I'll get to you later. Charlene Ruto, we don't give a fuck if you need a wife or a husband. Nobody cares. That's your personal problem. Go to Tinder.com, I don't know, matchup.com and find you somebody to sleep with you. We don't give a shit about your whole personal problem. Why are you showing us? Why do you have to rent the whole Nyayo Stadium to show us your personal problem? We're not interested, Ruto. Go take your family and handle that behind the corridor. We don't care. We don't need to know about your personal problem. We have our own problems. We don't take it to Benny Hinn. Benny Hinn is not a god. He's a faker. He's a charlatan, as you have seen there. And I shall get to something else because I'm disgusted with all of you. But anyway, let's get to the Otiende Amollo, another charlatan. Actually, Otiende Amollo, at least Otiende Amollo doesn't need to be a faker. He doesn't have to pretend to be a Christian because he has already been exposed by that guy. What's his name? The guy who was owning Gor Mahia as a fucking Freemason. Otiende Amollo, you devil-worshipping asshole that are supporting Raila Odinga. Let's listen to him try to lie to people, to Kenyans on KTN, of the issues Raila Odinga. Let's listen to this Otiende Amollo, another faker. All these leaders of Kenya are fucking devil-worshipping people. Don't believe on them. But we'll get here. This Kenya Revolution. Subscribe, like, share. We don't have no friends here. Our only friend is the truth. We don't need friends. But anyway, let's get to it. Before that, let me play you a news clip of this faker, the biggest conman in Kenya, who went and started his bid for AU position. This fake fuck was caused a lot of killings and deaths in Kenya. Now he was wearing this cowboy hat, going to Namibia, thinking that he's the main event when he was going to that funeral of the Namibian president, former Namibia president. These These fakers, this faker, Raila Odinga is a faker, Ruto is a faker, Kenyatta is a faker. Half of the African continent country presidents are fucking devil-worshipping assholes that have been handpicked by the West, handpicked by the US, handpicked by the British, by their colonial masters to kill and extract things from Africans. That's why Africa cannot rise. You see Raila Odinga with his cowboy hat. Who a real African doesn't wear a cowboy hat. Cowboy hat is something from the Texas, southern of West. Africans wear real African attire. We don't wear no cowboy in a fucking funeral. You fake fuck. You need to hurry up and die. I have no mercy for these assholes that pretend to be fucking African revolutionary. For all you fake fucks who has been talking about Raila is a revolutionary, name one thing Raila has fought for. Name one thing that Raila Odinga has fought for. What did Raila die for? You keep on telling us that he fought for that Section 2A, whatever, to get a multi-partyism. He did not. Raila did not initiate that movement. It was Martin Shikuku, Matiba, and the others. Raila Odinga joined in later. He's always late in the party and join in the revolutionary movement and pretend to be the main character, okay? Just like he knew that everybody, Kenyans, had rejected Moi, then he moved from KANU and joined the rest of the Kenyans to remove Moi once he knew that he was going to lose. Then he pretended to be the face of the opposition because he's a CIA agent, this fake fuck who needs to hurry up and die. I'm telling you, Raila is a faker. We know him. Him along with Ruto. He doesn't want the presidency. He doesn't want the presidency. He's been used. He always pretends to be part of the opposition. He's not opposition. Raila Odinga wanted Ruto to be president. He wanted Ruto to be president. Let's listen to this fake fuck as he goes to this funeral. And I want you to tag him, you Raila apologist. Nobody cares about him. Let me tag you about this fake fuck. I want to tag him so we can play this. Let's review what he has to say today, because I have no tolerance. I have zero tolerance for these fake fucks. I'm telling you, I don't have any tolerance for them. I'll play your video so you can hear this. Gideri Media try to convince us that Raila Odinga is a real leader. Let's hear him. Let's hear him. Let's hear it from this Gideri Media. Let's hear these idiots talk about Raila Odinga. Okay, let's hear it. Here it is.
Raila Odinga has kicked off his campaigns for the Africa Union Commission chairperson position, with the former Prime Minister seen engaging seating presidents who attended the burial of Namibian late President Hage Geingob. The former Prime Minister, who has camped in Namibia since Saturday, sees limits and confidence from the Kenya Kwanza and Azimio side, expected to do his bidding. As KTN's political affairs reporter Emmanuel Toh now explains, retired President Uhuru Kenyatta is said to have dropped his bid in favor of Raila Odinga.
A week after throwing his hat in the ring for the Africa Union Commission chairperson position, the Azimio la Umoja One Kenya leader Raila Odinga seems to have hit the ground running with the campaigns, pitching camp in Windhoek, Namibia for the funeral service and the burial of Namibian President Hage Geingob. He made electorates for the post, the sitting heads of state. In photos shared through his social media platforms, Odinga is seen interacting and exchanging pleasantries with President Cyril Ramaphosa of South Africa, Felix Tshisekedi of DRC, and Namibia's Nangolo Mbumba, among others, including former Tanzanian President Jakaya Mrisho Kikwete, who was said to be angling for the same position. To win the election, Odinga must get a majority of the votes from the African Union member states. Odinga has camped in Namibia since Saturday, accompanied by a team of lobbyists and campaigners. The team consists of those fronted by President William Ruto and some that he has crafted, who include seasoned diplomats. Odinga's team is chaperoned by a long-serving diplomat, Elkanah Odembo, who served as a Kenya ambassador to the US, France, and the Vatican. Ambassador Mahmoud Malim, who was the executive secretary of the Intergovernmental Authority on Development, IGAD, also forms the Odinga inner sanctum, while Professor Makau Mutua, who was central in the Azimio campaigns towards the 2022 general polls, was also seen in the company of Odinga. On the other side, the Ruto team includes the Prime Cabinet Secretary and CS for Foreign Affairs Musalia Mudavadi, his Foreign Affairs Principal Secretary Korir Sing'oei, and top diplomats, including East African Community Secretary General Peter Mathuki. The trio have already launched the shuttle diplomacy for Raila. And although some Mount Kenya leaders had pushed for retired President Kenyatta to also vie for the AUC chairperson position, his confidants say he will not be on the ballot and will instead throw his weight behind Odinga.
Uhuru is not in the race for this AU position. The minute Raila announced his intention to go for it, that was it. Uhuru is supporting Raila Amollo Odinga for the AU position. There's no way they are going to compete. Uhuru never pronounced himself for the job, but there was a lot of pressure from peer pressure, I may call that, regional leaders, people like Suluhu, Kagame, Tshisekedi.
However, with Odinga's state comes conditions which may fall the line with a government position, which pundits argue puts him in a cage before the February 2025 elections.
Raila has the backing of the government, the Kenya government. Raila has the backing of Azimio. It is a bipartisan approach to try and get the job. Raila has his own networks across the continent.
If he wants to get the seat, then he cannot oppose the government in the next 1 year, whatever they do, including the house levy or whatever. And there is already, indications that ODM, or rather Kenya Kwanza, rather Azimio, might support the house levy in parliament in exchange of Baba getting a seat. That's a very dangerous thing for Kenyans because it's becoming a transactional politics.
KT News.
Okay, I'll turn on the camera. So you see that this conman has been running around. They made a deal with whatever this other loser from Nigeria, Obasanjo, Olusegun Obasanjo, and Suluhu, who's turned to a dictator after Magufuli died. Okay, so they've made a deal that they'll make him the AU with the help of the US to make him the AU chairperson, whatever the case is, for that position. He's not qualified, of course. He's not qualified. We've been asking for his academic papers, but he cannot produce. He went and took pictures in Germany in an institute, Harder Institute in Germany, and wrote there in his Twitter page that was his high school. And Harder Institute has never been a high school. At no point of history was Harder School was a high school. Okay, I went through this. Go watch my whatever. Okay, we're going to have exposed this conman. But now we see they want to put him in the AU. And like I said, if Raila is made the AU chairperson, he cannot. That's the deal he made with Ruto. He cannot oppose Ruto. Ruto will go 2027 and oppose, and they continue. Okay, the enslavement of the Kenyan population. Now, let's look at this fake lawyer, this idiot, this imbecile called Otiende Amollo, who was trying to lie to us in Kenyan on national TV. Let's listen to this idiot try to convince her using sophistry, as if he thinks we are fools that will be fooled by his English. Let's listen to him. Let's listen to this Otiende Amollo idiot. Let's listen to him. Let me play some the interview. It's repulsive. Even listen to his arguments. Listen to him. Okay, here it is. Are you ready? There you go. All right. Otiende Amollo, take it over. You
intention to run for AU Commission chairperson. There seems to be a lot of trade-off. My first question is, will we see the minorities replicating that goodwill that we have seen from the other side, especially with the declaration of this candidature?
Can your question presupposes a factual foundation which might not be true. It presupposes one that the candidature, the proposed candidature, because he's not yet a candidate, the proposed candidature of Raila Amollo Odinga as AU chair.
Otiende Amollo, I have to correct you there. It is not a presupposition in anybody, by anyone, including the interviewer. Raila held a press conference and told us that he intends to run for the position of the AU chairperson position. Okay? It's no longer a proposal. His intention is clear. He's not proposing, he's going for it. Okay? Number two, Otiende Amollo. Okay? Yes, it is transactional. We don't even have to assume. Olusegun told us that Raila Odinga, along with what's his name, Suluhu, Hassan Joho, and Junet Mohammed, and William Ruto, President William Ruto, met in Mombasa. Okay, and that's right at that time. Maina Njenga told us, because he was hired as the main chaos creator, he was supposed to cause chaos. Okay, he told us that Raila called him that he was meeting Ruto in Mombasa, so he's to stop the maandamano. That is what Olusegun told us. We are connecting the dots. Olusegun confirmed that him, along with Suluhu and President Ruto, met at Mombasa. And while they were meeting to make peace, to come to an understanding, there was a deal that was made for Raila Odinga to run for AU chairperson position, and Ruto was going to support that position. In return, the mandamano was to stop, and Raila was to do what? To support the government of William Ruto. So there's no presupposition. Otiende Amollo, try again. Shenzi kabisa.
Being I would say it's being I would say it's being called and being pushed. The call for him to go has come from heads of state with whom he's also interacted, and operatives within the union who believe that he's in terms of having
Sorry, guys. I lost the interview. I have to play it again because I lost it. We'll just start again. Let's start this nonsense that Otiende Amollo is trying to actually convince us. I have to finish this. This has to be finished, no matter how I'm trying to be. We have to. Let me play it again. Otiende Amollo wants to lie to us on daylight, lying to Kenyans, and we have to correct him because we are Kenyan revolutionaries. We only care about the truth. We are going to call him out on his lies. Otiende Amollo, you have to be dealt with. You have to be dealt with. You cannot lie to Kenyans. You, Benny Hinn, Ruto, and Raila, and Uhuru Kenyatta, we are going to deal with you. You cannot lie to Kenyans anymore. I'll take it back a little bit because it's all
I would say it's being called and being pushed.
Let me get the context. Hold on. There it's
the candidate. The proposed candidate of Raila Amollo Odinga as AU chair is a trade-off.
Very explicit.
Two, that even that idea is a demonstration of goodwill. Both are inaccurate.
Okay.
First, the idea of Raila going to the AU is about being, I would say it's being called and being pushed.
Like the video, share.
The call for him to go has come from heads of state with whom he's also interacted and operatives within.
That is a lie. The call for Raila to go for the AU position was not called by the head of states. Nobody gives a fuck about Raila Odinga. Nobody's know him beyond the borders of Kenya. Only Museveni and Suluhu knows him. Okay, this was called for. It was Ruto's idea. Once they met in Mombasa, Ruto sat down with Raila Odinga and Obasanjo, and Ruto said, "Listen, Raila Odinga, I need you to support me, support my government, and in turn, I will help you get the position of the AU chairmanship." Okay, there was nothing. These heads of state don't know who Raila is. So stop lying, Otiende Amollo. Let's go on with these your lies.
In the union, who believe that he is the right person to move the union forward in terms of his political knowledge of the landscape, in terms of having.
What political knowledge does Raila have? Let's look at this critically. What knowledge, political knowledge that Raila has? Okay? Just because you got arrested in a failed coup d'etat in 1982 and detained for 9 years does not give you political experience. Okay? Ambushing your father's meeting, okay, in 1993, I think, when his father was mad at him and even told him you'll never be president because of his behavior, that does not give you political experience. Just because you called on several mandamanos throughout the years, that does not give you political experience. You're just a thug with psychotic supporters. And you've always, okay, held hostage the ruling government. Sometimes was justified? Most of the time, no. Just because you call mandamano for every lost elections does not mean that you have political experience. What political experience does Raila have? He was only known for mandamano. So stop this nonsense of Ati Raila has experience in politics. He does not. The man knows how to actually extort the government. Every time he loses the election, he'll gather around his psychotic followers and cause chaos, bloodshed. In return, they have to give him a position in the government or give him the AU position so that the country can actually have peace. That is not political experience. That is called terrorism. Go look at it. The definition of terrorism. Using violence in order to get to achieve political goals. Raila is a terrorist, a Kenyan terrorist. He doesn't have any experience in politics. Let's get on with Otiende Amollo's nonsense.
The High Representative for Infrastructure in terms of his connection. So it's an invite.
What infrastructure did he actually improve in Africa when he was became the head of infrastructure? The only thing I remember him doing was he helped the West, the French and the Americans, to remove a democratically elected president in Cote d'Ivoire, Mr. Gbagbo. He went and negotiated that deal. He was sent, given security to go ask Gbagbo to step down. And after that, the security forces went and removed Gbagbo by force. That's the only thing I remember him doing, being a stooge for the West. Name one project in Africa that Raila Odinga supervised or helped build when he was the AU infrastructural nonsense. AU is dead as dodo. AU is a creation of the EU and the West, just like NATO. It is toothless. Congo is bleeding right now. Who is helping Congo? Why does AU doesn't go infiltrate, stop the war in Congo, the richest country in the world? Okay? Elon Musk, Apple, they have their connections through the Banford mercenaries, Blackwater, killing, displacing people, M23. Where is EU? The rapes and killing and the displacements in Congo today is happening. More than 10 million people have died. More than the Jews that were killed with Hitler. More than the thousands and millions that Palestinians have died, have suffered in the hands of the Israelis. More humans have been killed in Congo from the time of King Leopold. But the AU is sitting there doing nothing. Let's continue with this charlatan, another satanic Freemason, Mr. Otiende Amollo, telling us this rubbish about Raila Odinga.
Right. And it's not an invite that necessarily came from within the country. It's an invite that came from outside the country. Okay. That's number one. So number two, and for that reason, there's no question of trading off. Number two, it is true that in any such situation, usually you require a no objection from the host country. But you don't necessarily require an express support. You can be elected the AU chair even if you don't have the express support of the country. But ordinarily in diplomatic circles, it requires a no objection.
Again, it doesn't make sense if the country you hail from rejects your candidature for the AU position. Obviously, the sitting president has to recommend you to carry some weight, because for whoever is going to select you, they'll argue that, why should we make you the chairperson of the AU if your own country, your own president doesn't support you? Otiende Amollo, stop with the nonsense. Go on.
Okay. So to that extent, I agree. The indication from the Kenya Kwanza has been that they would give a no objection to, to Raila's election. Okay. But it is not that it has emanated. I think there's some unfair supposition, almost an unfair credit that is being, ascribed to Kenya Kwanza, that, they originated this idea. Now they want Raila to go there, and therefore it's goodwill and all that. There's nothing like that. There's no trade-off. For us, we remain the minority. We welcome.
First of all, you now just admitted that you remain the minority, but you're arguing that you're the majority, that you still have Jubilee and Azimio, and that makes you a majority. Now you're telling you we remain a minority. Number two, Otiende Amollo. Again, there's no presupposition in anything by UDA or Kenya Kwanza or Azimio. This is a straight jacket. We can see through the bullshit. Yes, there was a trade-off. Otiende Amollo. The trade-off was Raila Odinga has to stop the maandamano and agitating for whatever shit he was agitating for, NADCO and all this nonsense. And the trade-off was he was to be given this position. Ruto told him, I'm going to support you for this AU position. In return, stop the maandamano and support the government. That is the trade-off. Amollo, Otiende Amollo, dumb fuck. Let's continue.
Anyone supporting Raila's candidature, it is still a long way to go, as you know. It's almost a year in terms of process. The candidature has not been presented. The process is long drawn, and we can only wish him well. But it must also be understood that people can support you for the right reasons or for the wrong reasons. There might be those who are supporting Raila's candidature in the hope that it is making their political circumstances easier. And that could be on the minority side or on the majority side. There are also those who could be bemoaning his candidature because they think that they will now miss his support, which is strategic for their own positions. So it's a mixed bag. But the bottom line is, whether or not this works depends on a number of factors, and it's not a foregone conclusion. There's a lot of time ahead. There's the question.
Yes, it's not a foregone conclusion because Raila has to show us his academic credential. He doesn't have them. He's not a professor. He doesn't have a master's degree. He doesn't have a primary school, high school degree, high school diploma. He needs to show us. So you're right. This is not a foregone conclusion. We want to see them.
Of the application, there's the question of persuasion and campaigning, and then there's the actual election. So for me, I think we must treat it as an idea for now.
Okay. Would you agree with the analogy that Raila is a master of reinvention or reinventing himself?
Certainly, I would agree. And Ken, when one day you try your hands in politics.
Raila is not a master of reinvention. Raila is a con man who knows how to con the system. He pretends to be a revolutionary. He pretends to be standing up for the poor, for the downtrodden. He pretends. Most of his supporters come from Kibera. He has been an MP of Kibera since 1992. Okay, what has Kibera done? What improvement did he make in Kibera? Okay, this man has always pretended to be a freedom fighter. But like I say, he's a CIA asset that is put in place in Kenya to suppress grassroots revolutionary movement from blossoming. That's why he always maintains his position as the opposition leader. I explained that. That's the reason why they had to remove Miguna, forcefully remove him, exile him to Canada, okay? So that he doesn't threaten the status quo. And even before bringing him back, Ruto had to make a deal with him. That's why you see Miguna cannot attack Ruto like the way he used to do. Okay? They know him. Raila Odinga he doesn't have to reinvent himself. He has to maintain his con game. And people are seeing through it. People are starting to wake up. The eyes are starting to open. His followers in 2022 are asking themselves, what now? He promised you Canaan, but it seems like he's going to Canaan by himself, just like he did in 2007.
You will realize that you must be a master at reinvention, because otherwise you will, for example, not be elected, and if elected, you will not be re-elected. Often, the reason you are ever elected for the first time will never be the same reasons you are re-elected. And if you are re-elected, it will never be the same reason you are re-elected once again.
Okay.
So you must be a master at that. But let's be honest. It's not just that he's a master at reinvention. In this country, in this region, perhaps even in the whole of Africa, I doubt if there's one single person who has the kind of political experience, the kind of, who has gone through the journey that Raila has gone through, including detention, including stolen elections, including rising to as high as being prime minister. I mean, give it to him.
Okay.
He stands alone. And
Otiende Amollo, again, you dumb fuck. Raila became a prime minister out of a negotiation that the international community had to come in and intervene and create some form of government of national unity. He didn't do that by his own power. Okay? It was an intervention. Okay? So Raila Odinga has only become to power through chaos. Okay? There's no political nose that you can say Raila has. There's nothing special about him. Nobody knows him beyond these borders of Kenya. Yes, Museveni might know him, Suluhu. Who else? Kagame? Okay, he has his friend Olusegun, his fellow devil worshipper, the way he gets his powers in Nigeria, allegedly. Who gives a fuck? Nobody cares about him. Okay? He's not a big shot that you want us to make us believe. No. We can see through your propaganda. Raila is not as big as you think you are. He is. He's not that big. He's just a con man who has conned Kenyans for years. And some of us see through this shit. So stop, Otiende Amollo. I know he's your fellow devil-worshipping son of a gun. But some of us see through the shit that you're trying to feed us. No, we reject you. We reject this CIA agent.
Stand tall in that pedestal.
Since this announcement was made, Wakili, there's a lot that has been said about even the qualifications, but I'll not ask if Raila Odinga is qualified. What I'll ask is this: that experience that you have mentioned, do you think it can be used, example, at that level to override some of those requirements, express requirements for you to be the AU Commission chair?
I've seen a lot of misinformation going around. And I think by now Kenyans should know that you don't need to suffer misinformation. Just Google. And if you Google, you will see that all that is just, it's neither here nor there. First of all, Raila has vied for president of this country severally. And to vie, you must submit your documents, including academic documents, and they must be verified. No one.
Stop right there. We know in Kenya, some people are above the law, the political class are above the law. So that argument is moot. Well, whatever the fuck the word is. Okay? He's saying that to vie for president in Kenya, they have to be verified and they have to be doing this. Mike Sonko had his paperwork verified. Sakaja had his paperwork verified. Did they graduate? How different are they from Raila Odinga? Amollo, Otiende, sijui nani. Don't fuck with us, bro. We know. Stop it. We're not dumb.
Has ever doubted because they are all legitimate. Okay. Secondly,
yes, we've always asked for it, and we haven't. No one in this planet Earth have seen Raila's documents that says that he graduated from this school. No certificate. We haven't seen it. Tell him to post it. Otiende Amollo, tell him to post it so we can verify it. Tell him to post it.
In terms of those qualifications, they are so wide that it even includes qualifications like social sciences, or related field. Anytime anybody tells you social sciences or related field, you know one related field is a natural science.
Okay. Now he wants to be clever. Social science or related field. Hey. Mr. Otiende Amollo, we looked. The requirements, the basic requirement says master's degree. That is the academic qualification that you must. Underline the word must. M-U-S-T. Must have master's degree in social sciences or related field. Yes, you're right. You might have a degree in engineering, whatever. Okay, or a lawyer, it's a social science. Psychology is a social science. Yes, a doctor, if you study biology and medicine, that is a natural science. Yes, you can qualify because to be a doctor, you have to first have bachelor's in something. Usually it's bachelor in biology or chemistry, something like that. Then you go to med school for another 4 years or 3 years. Okay, then you go for your whatever for another 7 years. What is it? I forgot the name of it, okay, before you become a doctor. So basically it qualifies as master's because master's is you get your first 4 years, which is bachelorette, okay, bachelor's, okay, 4 years of bachelor's. Then you can have 3 years of master's degree, which is a requirement. It's a must you have it.
So if, for example, as a lawyer, you would be a social scientist. But if somebody says, social science.
A lawyer, you can be a social scientist. For example, I don't know about Kenya, but let's say countries like US. In order to be a lawyer, you have to have a bachelor's first in whatever thing. You can have a bachelor's in psychology or a bachelor's in history, a bachelor in government, okay? Then you go to law school, okay, depending on how you scored in your bachelor's, whatever, then you go to law school for another 4 years, okay? So that counts. It's kind of like almost like a master's degree, okay? But it's not. But anyway, so it depends on the country that you go to school with. As I've said, the bottom line is, Otiende Amollo, Raila Odinga has not shown any certificate of graduation anywhere. Not primary school, not secondary school, not college degree, not master's degree. The school that he claims that he went to in Germany, there's no certificate from that. It's not. You told us to Google. Yes, Google says that he went to that school. anybody can enter anything in WikiLeaks. I can go to WikiLeaks and change something about Raila Odinga. You don't have to verify anything. You can lie to people. But 4 people have gone there. Or Miguna, Dr. Amkeni, some another gentleman, I forgot his name, that went with Miguna last year or 2 years ago when they went to that university that Raila claimed that he went to. And they did not find Raila's name anywhere. That's why I challenge any Kenyan to show, including Raila Odinga, any degree of his graduation, his master's degree, academic papers. Show it.
Or a related field, then a doctor would actually fit in because a doctor belongs to the natural sciences. So that discussion is neither here nor there. Thirdly, in terms of qualifications, if you look at the clustering, you'll see that there are 7 clusters. The academic cluster is only one. Then there are other clusters like experience, language, skills, leadership, competence, core competence, functional competence, and they're all ranked, as the lawyers say, pari passu. It has not been suggested that anyone overrides the other. But
lies. That is a big, fat lie. Those requirements, the main one, okay, he's trying to say that you can either have a master's degree. If you don't have a master's degree or you don't have a degree, you can have, as long as you have whatever, experience in political, whatever, in politics or government, whatever, so you can have the... No. Otiende Amollo, you're not going to lie to us. The master's degree requirement is a must. To top it off, it is not just master's degree in social sciences or in political science and whatever the case is. It's master's degree. Then you should also have experience in politics. Go pull it up. Don't make me... In fact, I'll pull it up to show the people after this. I'll show you that. It says after the master's degree, you should also have the experience in politics for at least X amount of years. It is not if you don't have the master's degree, as long as you have experience in politics. No. Then that's why they say master's degree and PhD will be an added advantage. But the basic requirement is master's degree. That is the basic requirement for that position. And after the master's degree, not only master's degree, you should have experience in politics, experience in other fields too, on top of the master's degree. Okay? You have to have the master's degree. That is an academic requirement that you must have before the other requirements. Stop lying to Kenyans, Otiende Amollo. Stop it. Let's go.
More importantly, there's an injunction there that any of those requirements, the requirements are only indicative. They are not determinative.
Okay.
And all those requirements...
No, they are determinative. Not indicative, determinative. That is what will determine. That's why they posted it on their website. These are the requirements for you to become the AU chairman. Number 1, the academic requirement is master's degree. Stop lying. Let's continue.
Are subject to change by what they call the role manager. So for me, the question of qualification is not right. No.
Show us where it says the role manager will decide that. The requirements are there. Just like if you were applying to become a pilot, they might say you have to have, let's say, masters in physics, have 3 experience of learning how to fly, and something else. You don't say that. Or if you don't have the master's, a bachelor's in in physics, or you can no. That is on top of that academic you also, that is a big position. You can't just go there and pick a village and say, oh, this man has 20 years experience of being a politician in Kenya because he has been having mandamano, so let's make him an AU chairman. What is your academic credential? Are you able to analyze situation and come with solutions? Okay, that is what they're saying. But let's continue and listen to these lies by this idiot.
Not qualified. He's overqualified.
Okay.
Yes.
Finally, on this, the potential fallout within the
Enough of
ranks
that
of
crap. Enough
the
of that.
parties,
It's been an
especially
hour
I'm
anyway.
interested, especially in.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends, enemies, comrades, like the video, share, comment. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. My name is Kenyan Revolutionary. I'm not going to go far, but I will read this. I have to read it because Otiende Amollo is pissing me off. He's lying his teeth off. He's lying. He can't even help it. This guy is lying so much. It's not even funny. Qualifications for AU chairperson. We have to read it again because the lies that this man wants to give us here is sickening. Okay, it's sickening. Should I go through it again? Should I do this again? I made a video of it. Okay, I will just do it so before I wrap up. Okay, make sure you like the video if you haven't like it. Like and subscribe if you haven't subscribed, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters. Let's just prove this liar and shame the devil. Let's just prove it one more time before I finish up because we need to stop this nonsense. It's enough is enough. Enough is enough. Okay. Addis Ababa, Piopo, whatever, African Union chairperson. You see that? He reports to AU Assembly Heads of States and the Government and AU Executive Council, okay? Directorate Bureau of the Chairperson of the elected official, Addis Ababa, location level 7. AU values, whatever, respect and diversity team. Can you guys see on the screen or should I make it bigger? Okay, there. Context, statutory functions, and all that. I'm going down so you can see. I want to go to the requirements. Specific responsibilities, that is where responsibility you are doing. I'm not going to the responsibility. Key relationship, you can see internal relationship and all that stuff. Academic requirements, let's get to it. Otiende Amollo, I hope you're watching this, you dumb fuck. Watch this. Master's degree in law, international relationship, master's degree in law, international relations, economics, diplomacy, management, business administration, political science, social sciences, or closely related field from a recognized what? Institution. You can't go to Malira Primary School and say that you have a degree in international relationship. No offense to Malira High School. You can't go to Panpieri Primary School and come and say you have a degree in political science. Okay? You can't go to Onenonam Primary School and tell us you have a master's degree in social science. No offense to them. Okay? You have to come from a recognized institution. We went to Harder Institute. Several people went to Harder Institute and Raila's name was not there. So Otiende Amollo, read it. Master's degree in law, international relations, economics, diplomacy, management, business administration, political science, social sciences, or closely related field from a recognized institution. Okay? That is academic basic requirements. Now, the second bullet says a PhD in law, international relations, diplomacy, management, business administration, political science, social science, or closely related field from a recognized institution is an added advantage. Is an added advantage, but it's not required. The basic one is master's degree. Okay? To top this off, you have to have relevant experience in, have not less than 20 years of relevant profession and international experience with at least 10 years served in progressive senior leadership roles, preferably in an intergovernmental organization or national government public service, international or regional institution. This is to top it off. So you have the master's degree and you also have to have this experience that I just read. Okay? Of course, you have to have proficiency in one of the AU working languages. English is one. Okay? Required skills. You have to demonstrated transformational leadership experience with strategic vision and proven skills in managing complex organizations at the national, regional, and international level. Second bulletin, demonstrated record of setting clear standards for accountability, probity, value for money, and risk management. You can't go there and say that I'm running for presidency, I'm running for the AU chairperson position because I have experience in demonstrating transformational leadership experience with strategic vision and proven skills in managing complex organizations at the national and regional and international level. That alone is not enough. You have to have a master's degree. Okay? So Otiende Amollo, stop with the nonsense. Stop it. stop it. I will stop it there. I've been here for too long. If you've been watching this, subscribe, share, like this video, this video. This is Kenya Revolutionary. I will stop here. I've already talked about Raila Odinga and this nonsense that Otiende Amollo is trying to lie to us. So that is already covered. But in summation, all these satanic people from Ruto, Raila, Benny Hinn, Uhuru Kenyatta, like Wanjigi said today, we need a revolution. Take out all of these people, Kalonzo Musyoka and all the rotten Azimio, Ruto and all the rotten Kenya Kwanza. We need a fresh new mandate scale. We need to start anew. These demonic people who sold out Kenya to the Western government. We are slaved. We have been enslaved through our taxes, through our institutions. We can't move forward because we've been enslaved through these fake ludos, tribal chieftains, aka political leaders, fake leaders. Ladies and gentlemen, like this video, share, comment. I'll see you later. This is Kenya Revolution. Hit the like button. Put your notification on, so next time I come here, you can find me and you can join me in the studio if you want. Like the video, like this video. Find me on YouTube. My name is right there, like you see on the stream. Kenya Revolution down here. Can you see it? Apocini. Like, and share, comment. Subscribe if you're seeing me for the first time and you don't know who I am. Kenya Revolutionary. Do that. I'm giving you 2 minutes before I sign off. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, thank you for watching. It's been 1 hour, 21 minutes. I'm tired. I don't know what to say about these people. They make me nino, but I'll see you guys next time. Thank you. Peace and blessing. Again, like the video. Your cell phone, unaona your cell phone, enda kwa settings, alafu weke notifications. Ukisha subscribe. Subscribing is the first step. Subscribe, then put your notification. So when I come live, you get the ping sound, and that means I'm live, so you can get in and listen, okay? Subscribe, share, like, and comment. I'll see you guys later. Peace. This is your boy, Kenya Revolutionary. I'll see you next time. Peace and blessings. Peace.